Hi everybody, welcome to episode 5. I got my numbers wrong last week. Episode 5 of Cocktails for a Crisis. This week we're going to make the, sorry, Eddie just came in from mowing the yard. This week we're going to make the Kentucky Mule, but I thought I would preview a few ingredients like I did last week. I mentioned last week to try to find some Cynar, which will probably be hard to find, but I think you can find Campari probably, sweet vermouth, and it's also good to have some dry vermouth on hand. This is the bar sugar I was talking about, that super fine domino sugar. And then Angostura bitters are good to have on hand. The next few weeks I'll be talking about making some drinks that have those ingredients. Tonight I'm going to use one that has mint. In Kentucky we have a lot of mint this time of year, and you can probably imagine what I'm going to make on the first Saturday in May, so you might want to make sure you have some mint on hand for that. It's always good to have limes and lemons, tonic water, club soda on hand too. But anyway, it's been kind of a long week. I was talking to a lot of folks this week, and I think a lot of the adrenaline is long gone, and people are feeling pretty worn out by this slog we've been going through. And so hopefully this will bring you some joy tonight, and if you have 2 or 3 of these, I suspect you'll feel some real joy tonight. So when you make a mule, you know, the traditional mule has vodka in it, but Kentucky Mule, as you might imagine, has bourbon in it. And usually you serve it in a copper cup. Sometimes they have a handle on it. I kind of like the ones that don't have a handle. There's lots of recipes on the internet for how to do it. This is just kind of the way I do it. I like to have a lot of mint in mine. I just kind of like the flavor of mint. So start out with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 leaves of mint, depending on how many you like, in your cup. And if you don't have a copper cup, you know, you can just use a glass cup is just fine. And then you're going to use a lot of lime in this. So I would say take a lime and cut it in half, and then take a half and cut that in half. And that'll probably give you enough lime for this. Most recipes say you put about 2 ounces. That seems like a lot. I'm not sure we're going to get 2 ounces out of this. So squeeze that in there. You can use a squeezer if you like, but I like to use my hands. Squeeze that in there like that. On top of those mint leaves that you put in there. Then you're going to hold on to these because you're going to put these back in for a garnish. And then you take your cocktail spoon. Actually, I put a little bit of, just a tad of bar sugar in there, just not even a teaspoon, just to kind of help break up the mint and to get the flavors out of there. And you don't go super crazy muddling it, but I kind of pound it like a mortar and pestle, just to kind of get some of that mint oil out of there. There you go. And then I'm going to break my rule. I forgot to get my scoop, so I'm going to use my hand here to replace my ice. Fill that up with ice. Of course, use a scoop. And then you're going to put 2 ounces of bourbon. Again, I use Buffalo Trace, but any bourbon will be fine, whatever you got on hand. Sometimes for cocktails, you know, cheap bourbon is just fine. So 2 ounces in there like that. And then you're going to top it off with ginger beer, not ginger ale, but ginger beer, because it's got a little bit more potent ginger flavor. And you can get that at Kroger. Ginger beer is pretty easy to come by. Fever Tree is a pretty popular brand that some people like. I like Kroger's just fine. So you stir that up like that. You pop in your lime remnants. And then, hopefully you've got enough mint on hand that you can do a nice pretty garnish like that. Because, you know, I like a pretty drink. And one of the things I like about this is, as you're drinking it, you kind of get that little extra push of mint kind of in your nose there. So it makes it taste extra good. So here's to you, friends. Hopefully your next week is better than this week. And I think the end is starting to be in sight. Hopefully, even though we don't know when that's going to be. So cheers.